Peace, family. I woke up thinking about commitment. More like what kept repeating itself to me as I was waking up was commit to yourself, commit to yourself. Get to know the energy of commitment even more. And when I'm thinking about myself in relation to other people, or even like in relation to romantic relationships, and sometimes I reflect and I'm like, oh, why does X keep happening or whatever? And a lot of times, I read something interesting earlier, and it's like the conflicts that you have with other people oftentimes are just reflecting the conflicts that you're having within yourself. And I don't know if this is necessarily a blanket statement, but it did resonate true for me, at least for some things that I've been exploring in my own life, which is over the past couple of years, having a hard time with this idea of committing to something. Whether or not it's fully committing and completing projects. So we're talking about radical and unabashed commitment to career ideas, to artistic projects. And when I say commitment, I'm okay with allowing myself to have a niche fascination with something, and maybe I dedicate 3 months of my life to it, and then I'm like, okay, I move on, right? Because some projects, it's okay to move on. But there are some things that I would start and not finish for whatever reason. I was doubting myself or feeling like, oh, who am I to talk about this or whatever. For whatever reason, I wasn't allowing myself to complete a project. I was belittling my own voice. I was avoiding the project. I was avoiding my power. It just culminates into somehow I'm avoiding myself. I'm avoiding what needs to be done. I'm not turning around and facing myself. I'm running. I am turning away from myself, or had been turning away from myself, turning away from my heart's truest desire, my heart's direction, and then going into the void. And then every time something happened, I'd be confused why it felt like I was failing every step of the way. That's actually a quote I got from a video, well, a paraphrasing of a quote that I got from a video that I just watched, which I'll link below. But there's so much truth in the heart, right? And in the terms of projects, when the heart says this is the way, but we say, I'm not ready to commit to that. And so we deny ourselves. We deny our hearts the way. We deny ourselves the way, the truth, and the light that the heart is shining out. Because we feel like we're not ready or whatever. There's a reason for it all. So allow it all to transform and unfold. But at some point in time, like where I am right now, you'll find yourself back at square one, where the original idea, project, person, struggle, concern, topic, ideology, pattern, repeating energy, whatever, reemerges. And you're at that start line again. And it's like, okay, 3, 2, 1, go. But you now, with this expanded awareness and consciousness of, okay, I did this the first time and I completely left myself behind. I completely left my heart behind. I decided to not follow it because I figured something else would be better for whatever reason. But now I'm at the start line again, and this energy of commitment is coming back and saying, hey, you can commit to me now, the heart telling me. You can commit to me now. You can look at me and not be afraid of what committing to this heart-centered path could look like, feel like. You cannot be afraid of what it could look like to actually succeed, to actually see the world that is so dreamily crafted within you actually be expressed in the external sphere that sometimes we're so afraid we won't be able to experience and celebrate and engage in our dreams in the way that we really want to. And so we sell ourselves short often, again, walking away and abandoning the heart, rejecting the heart. And so in my experiences, at least within the past year, of facing rejection and navigating triggers and wounds around abandonment and betrayal and rejection and judgment, etc., I find that oftentimes in my experience, I have ran and away from the heart-led path. Although I have dabbled tons with following. Like even right now making this video, my heart was like, you got to do it, right? This is, as much as I want to share this information just to share it, it's really for me. Every time I start a video, I always pray like, dear God, help me share what needs to be shared so that even I can heal through the words and the understandings. Because there is a level of commitment that I have been feeling like has been lacking from my life. And so when I run into people, possible romantic interest, and they won't commit to me, I'm like, why? Why? And then conflict arises, right? Whether or not it's conflict with them, conflict within self, etc. And so to make the decision to no longer worry so much or to extend excessive amounts of energy and attention on why someone won't commit to something, or why this project just I won't commit to this project, or whatever it is. Instead of being like, oh, there's something wrong with me, people won't commit to me, or jobs won't commit to me, or money won't commit to me, or whatever. How are you committing to yourself right now? What are you doing that allows you to no longer run in that abyss darkness away from the heart in what you may be doing, and you stop where you are and you turn around? What do you see in the distance? When you turn around and you look back and you see nothing but yourself. Do you see a glimmer of light in the distance? Like a shimmer, like a star. That's the heart. At least that's how I see it. That's the heart. That's the heart saying, hey, you don't have to keep running. I'm still right here. I've been right here the whole time. I've actually been trying to still give you glimmers of light on this abyss-filled path that you've been going on, because you can go on it, and I've been trying to speak to you even while you're going on it. But since you've decided to now stop where you are and turn around and come back to me, so we're starting at square one, it is okay if we now commit to each other. The heart commits to me and I commit to my heart. We are one. And so instead of worrying about why things aren't working out on the external, if I stop where I am and I turn around and I decide that I'm just going to radically commit to myself, that if I want to experience better, then I'm simply just going to be better. So what does it mean to be better? I'm going to make a list. What does that mean? It doesn't mean that I have to be prettier or all other stuff. It just means, what do I want out of myself? If I commit to myself, if I commit to this heart-led path, if I commit to embracing this expansive, powerful, shimmering light beacon that is me, what comes from that? Am I willing to commit to the surrender of accepting myself and accepting the guidance of the heart? Am I willing to surrender the ideas and the thoughts and the narratives and the stories that I've created about myself over these years that may have been putting myself down because I kept experiencing failure after failure, rejection after rejection, pain after pain, when all of these things were simply just redirecting me back to square one, which is the heart? So can I commit to myself? And when I commit to myself, what do I feel? What do I want to feel? And what do I feel? How does it feel to commit to myself? Whether or not it's committing to practicing that language, or committing to a daily practice, or committing to making a video a day, or committing to brushing my teeth when I wake up and making my bed, committing to eating an apple a day, committing to intaking more vitamin C, committing to breathing and exhaling and doing some EFT tapping to process my emotions, committing to no longer running and hiding from fear and suffering, but looking at them as if they are precious, precious entities, babies and jewels that I don't have to completely submerge myself in and be engulfed by, but I can understand the power and joy that they bring to me by allowing me to reorient and recenter in the silence and grandness and life-givingness and lightness of the heart. The energy of commitment I'm beginning to understand is looking externally for this commitment, we waste our focus. Instead, let us commit to our own hearts. What does our heart say? What does our heart say?